For years now, whenever Christmas pageants are talked about in a certain little town in the Midwest, someone is sure to mention the name of Wallace Purling. Wally's performance in one annual production of the Nativity play has slipped into the realm of legend, but the old-timers who were in the audience that night never tire of recalling exactly what had happened. Wally was 9 that year and in the 2nd grade, although he should have been in the 4th. Most people in town knew that Wally had difficulty keeping up. He was big and awkward, slow in movement and mind. Still, Wally was well liked by the other children in his class, all of whom were smaller than he was, though the boys had trouble hiding their irritation when Wally would ask to play ball with them, or any game for that matter, in which winning was important. They'd find a way to keep him out, but Wally would hang around anyway, not sulking, but just hoping. He was a helpful boy, always willing and smiling, and the protector, paradoxically, of the underdog. If the older boys chased the younger ones away, it would be Wally who would say, "Can't they stay? They're no bother." Wally fancied the idea of being a shepherd in the Christmas pageant, but the play's director, Miss Lombard, assigned him a more important role. After all, she reasoned, the innkeeper did not have too many lines, and Wally's size would make his refusal of lodging to Joseph much more forceful. And so it happened that the usual large audience gathered for the town's yearly extravaganza of crooks and creches, of beards and crowns, halos, and a whole stage full of squeaky voices. No one on stage or off was more caught up in the magic of the night than Wallace Purling. They said later that he stood in the wings and watched the performance with such fascination that Miss Lombard had to make sure he didn't wander onto stage before his cue. And then the time came when Joseph appeared, slowly, tenderly guiding Mary to the door of the inn. Joseph knocked hard on the wooden door set into the painted backdrop. Wally, the innkeeper, was there waiting. "What do you want?" Wally said, swinging the door open with a brusque gesture. "We seek lodging." "Seek it elsewhere," Wally spoke vigorously. "The inn is filled." "Sir, we have asked everywhere in vain. We have traveled far and are very, very weary." "There is no room in this inn for you." Wally looked properly stern. "Oh, please, good innkeeper, this is my wife, Mary. She is heavy with child and needs a place to rest. Surely you must have some small corner for her. She is so tired." Now, for the first time, the innkeeper relaxed his stiff stance and looked down at Mary. With that, there was a long pause, long enough to make the audience a bit tense with embarrassment. "No, begone," the prompter whispered. "No," Wally repeated automatically. "Begone." Joseph sadly placed his arm around Mary, and Mary laid her head upon her husband's shoulder, and the two of them started to move away. The innkeeper did not return inside his inn, however. Wally stood there in the doorway watching the forlorn couple. His mouth was open, his brow creased with concern, his eyes filling unmistakably with tears. And suddenly, this Christmas pageant became different from all the others. "Wait! Don't go, Joseph," Wally called out. "Bring Mary back." And Wallace Purling's face grew into a bright smile. "You can have my room." Some people in town thought that the pageant had been ruined. Yet there were others. There were many, many others who considered it the most Christmas of all Christmas pageants they had ever seen. God bless you, and have a Merry Christmas.